Welcome to Smells Like Potential, the rewatch podcast you didn't know you needed. Our season one ender has us on a roller coaster of emotions because, well, it's the hope that kills you. Rebecca dispenses some wisdom that changes everything. Roy chooses his replacement as captain. Jamie learns a lesson, and Nate gets an upgrade.
Surprise! Nate's an assistant coach. Ted tells
What?
him, "You're not fired. It's worse. You're promoted."
I really struggled with this opening scene. I did not like Nate's reaction to this positive news. He called Rebecca a shrew.
Yes. Yeah.
He bullied Colin in like the first 10 seconds of getting the whistle. That was his first reaction to being promoted and handed a whistle is to insult Colin. Oof.
Yeah. Yeah. I took it as sometimes people are just not great with surprises when I first saw this. But on a rewatch, I think this is a hint about what's to come.
Yeah, it's unpleasant. It's his dark side.
It's that turn to the dark side, perhaps. They did say that this show is following Star Wars in the original trilogy, and maybe when we get into the second, third seasons, I'll talk about some more Star Wars parallels. But for now, there's not enough to really go on. But this is the end of that first movie, if you will. To add to your point, his first act as assistant coach is built on revenge. He wheels in a TV to show a video of Jamie taunting the team to get them all riled up. His style of leadership is the opposite of Ted's. Ted motivates by positivity and encouragement and enthusiasm. And Nate builds on revenge as motivation. He builds on, we got to get him back. And again, it feeds into that future that we know is coming for Nate.
It might explain a future relationship with another villain
Yes.
as
Yeah.
well. They might have something in common, but we're jumping ahead.
Because I mean, Ted has vanquished the main villain of the season, Rebecca. Right? She's now a teammate. She's on board. She's Team Lasso. So we need to build a new villain.
In that scene where Nate is using revenge to motivate them, Ted has this idea for trick plays, or as they call, elaborate set pieces. What was your favorite elaborate set piece name?
I was drawn particularly to Loki's toboggan. Loki, of course, being the god of mischief in Norse mythology, it sort of fits as a trick play. He's known as the trickster god. And it is a real play. I did some digging, and most of those are just made up names that sound funny. Midnight Poutine is just made up to make fun of Canadians. But
Dirty Martini.
yeah, Logi's toboggan is that's called a stack in soccer, and it's where during a free kick, all the players line up in a straight line, and then they just before the kick fan out, and they form the shape of Loki's famous horned helmet, and perhaps that's a stretch, but they fan out in such a way that it's impossible to mark all of them. I saw a clip from a Colorado Rapids game. It's an MLS team where they actually did a stack or Loki's toboggan, and it worked. One of the guys was unmarked, and he got the header in the goal. So
Was he open? He's open. Give me the
he's open,
ball.
I'm open, give me the ball. Yeah.
For me, of course, it's got to be the Lasso special
Oh yeah.
because we get to see it. Hearing Arlo and Chris being confused about the colors and letters
Yes.
that Thoreau was calling out, like
Yeah.
they've never seen an American football game in their lives.
Right. Then they say if they're going for confusion, it's working, and the other one says I'm confused. So yeah. Well, overall, I have to say it's a fantastic season ender. This is not just the end of the first season, it's also the end of the Richmond team's first season with Ted as the head coach. It pays off on so many promises from earlier, not just callbacks, but also the promise included in Ted's quote that he gives to Trent Grimm in that episode, that he really doesn't count the wins and losses. He counts that helping these young fellows be the best versions of themselves on and off the field. And I think it truly goes beyond the team members. It goes to the whole main cast that we see. It also, as a season ender, spoiler, it avoids the trope of this fantastic, unexpected coach winning the whole thing and keeping them from being relegated. They lose. So it's a surprise twist that they allow the team to be relegated, which is not at all what you expect. The normal thing is the crazy American with his odd ideas and his positive spirit wins the day. And it looks like they were going to go that way, and then they yank it back at the last moment. to reemphasize the title. It's the hope that kills you.
Oh, and the joy that we experienced and to have our hopes dashed, oh, very much surprise
Yeah.
twist. And we were
Yes.
feeling it.
But
Uh,
it does pay it off and it sets up seasons 2 and 3.
Absolutely. So we get to see some characters adopting Ted's positivity and perspective and a lot of strength in relationships.
Yes, even PB&J, the three pub dwellers, come up and thank Ted. It's before the last game of the season. They pretty much know they're going to lose and be relegated, but they come up and thank Ted for trying his best. They still can't help but berating him, but hey, at least they were trying to be positive. They're adopting his perspective.
Right? The moment where Roy comes in and says, "This is why it's hard to love you," watching all of Beard's expressions and his eyes get bigger and bigger, and he's making that surprise face. And
Yeah.
so when they won him over, and that was a payoff to episode 1.
Yes, he's going to be furious. Rebecca and Higgins show up in the locker room at the very end of the episode after the game. They're there. And Ted has mentioned multiple times that he wants them in the locker room. He feels they're a part of the team, that the boys respond to them, that they feel important when the boss shows up. Less so with Higgins, but it's nice that he's there too. So that's a payoff. They're changing, they're strengthening relationships.
Then Rebecca's full reversal, and she's finally on board with the lasso way. She says a Dutch quote, which, if you know, you know, hint, hint, foreshadowing. What was that quote?
Every disadvantage has its advantage. It reminds me of something we say in education technology, that every new technology has certainly an amazing thing that it can be used for in the classroom, but also a distraction and a negative thing. So the technology itself is not good or bad. It is how you use it. I feel as though she's really embracing what Ted is and what he brings to the situation. And he is an unexpected coach. He has an unexpected perspective. So that disadvantage of knowing nothing about the sport means that perhaps it's an advantage and he could bring a different perspective, which launches them into a brainstorm together. She suggests, you bring confusion and chaos to this game. What can we do with an extremely well organized team like Man City? Would that chaos affect it? And he goes, oh, yes, cause confusion and create chaos.
Right. Especially since a seasoned coach like Pep, how do you handle that? So that scene, Ted is walking out, and Jason planned to do a heel click on his way out the door of Rebecca's office. And we saw it. He slams his head at the top of the door frame. And there was an interview that Jason did with Drew Barrymore. They had to actually glue his skin closed. It was
Mm,
bleeding so badly from the top of his head to finish the scene. Uh,
wow. No pain,
wow.
no gain.
He plays it off so well to finish the interaction with Rebecca, but oh no.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and it further strengthens their relationship together. One last example is Isaac, the new captain. Usually you might say Richmond on 3, but Isaac goes his own way. He takes that lasso approach of doing the unexpected and he says Richmond on 12. Everyone sort of looks around at each other like, what's he going on about? Why are we doing up to 12? And then he counts. And when I first watched this episode, I thought that they were trying to play Isaac as dumb, like he can't count, because he skips 8.
Right.
And I thought, who skips 8? Why would you? What's the deal with 8? And I thought, oh, okay, well, maybe that's Jamie's number. He's sort of still mad at Jamie. And so he skips Jamie's number. No, Jamie's 9. So then I go, well, who's 8? That's Richard. What did Richard do to Isaac? And no, all of those are wrong. I finally dug deep enough and I figured out that in soccer, and I do remember this, in soccer, there are numbered positions. And number 10 is usually
Mm,
the forward striker. And that's why 10 is usually the best player on the team. Messi is number 10, right? So they all have numbers. And the position that Roy Kent, the one who just gave him the captain's badge, plays is 8. He's the center midfielder. He's the one that controls the game. That's why he plays there. He's the captain, he's the leader of the team, and he controls the midfield, which is how you win at soccer. He's giving a nod to Roy Kent by skipping his position number, not his jersey number, his position number. Now, why he goes to 12 and not 11, I don't know, but it's Isaac. That's what my deep research came up with. So I hope you all appreciate that.
I think it's great. And I usually watch with closed captioning because it helps me process. I didn't hear that he skipped 8, but I saw the countdown and I went, Wait.
Did the caption people miss it? Yeah. No, and the
Exactly.
other big payoff from that quote is that it sets up seasons 2 and 3. We see the groundwork being laid. It's clear by this point in time, I think the writers realize we may have a hit on our hands. If it ends with season 1, so be it, but let's put some pieces in place. And I think we've already talked about what they've done with Nate. They actually have Beard deliver a message to Jamie from Ted.
Mhm.
Beard takes off his AFC Richmond gear and he's just in a hoodie and a backpack and a baseball cap. And he delivers this note to Jamie. Jamie opens it up and it says, "Great job on that extra pass," basically, which is what Ted has been preaching, trying to get Jamie to do while on AFC Richmond. Even though it cost them the game, he's still proud of him for taking the pass, especially after he saw a brief moment with Jamie's father
Oh,
where
that was
he's
hard.
yeah, it's
Mm.
very disturbing where he's getting yelled at by his father after a victory, after scoring the winning goal in the last game of the season. He's being berated by his dad because he passed.
Well, and
And
physically assaulted, not just
yeah,
berated.
yes, yeah. So Ted gets a glimpse and he didn't intervene, he didn't step in. And maybe this is why he sent the note. And in with the note is one of his Green Army men. It happened to be a particularly distinctive one. It was the scout because he's got binoculars and he's raising his arm up. His arm could be raised because he's signaling. It could be waving. It could be showing I'm not holding a weapon in the ancient form of hello. I think I'm checking out. I'm looking out for you. I'm trying to, even though you're not on my team, even though I'm not your coach, even though you don't really want me to, I'm still going to look out for you because you've got someone there who cares about you. Maybe if you feel that your dad doesn't, or your dad doesn't have your best interests in mind, I'm there for you and letting him know. And so that sets up a future redemption for Jamie, perhaps.
I
Um,
also saw that as, a hello. I still see you. You may be far away from me, but I see you.
yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
I see you. That's a good point. There's another setup for future. Never Walk Alone is played as they lose, and it's a song that's really been adopted. It is also our musical theater moment for this episode because it was originally in a 1945 Broadway musical called Carousel, and it was adopted first by Liverpool FC. It essentially is a promise by the fans to the team that they will always be there during the hard times and the good times. You'll never walk alone. So it is a soccer anthem. Other teams have adopted it, and it's a nice nod, even though Liverpool has nothing to do with this episode. It's a nod to the soccer fandom staying with their team throughout. And again, it's pointing us towards the future with the ups and downs that Richmond has yet to experience.
Right, the music was really powerful in this episode. No moment is not accounted for. This season ends on Rebecca's face. She did just get a spit take, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
But we started on Rebecca's face, season 1, episode 1. We ended episode 10 on her
Mm.
face. So that leads me to wonder whose face will we start on for season 2?
And Indon, it sets up a pattern. So, for those that don't know, this is definitely a pattern that we see continued through seasons 2 and 3. And then the last bit, or during the credits, a song is played. It's Edith Piaf's famous song. It's her most famous song. She did not want to record it. She had to be convinced to record it. And it is in French. It's Non, je ne regrette. That's my best effort to impersonate Edith Piaf. But if you don't catch the thing, please go and find it and play it so that my version does not stick in your head. But essentially, the language translates to "No, I regret nothing." One of the reasons why she didn't want to sing it is that it really applies to her own life. She had a very tumultuous life, and the song captures that. But it's become its own anthem for many people that have played it, and it is fitting for the end of the episode where Ted regrets nothing. He learned, the team learned, and we've seen a lot of growth in the team and how they are better people, not necessarily winning the game, but becoming better humans, as he calls out.
It's a great ending song.
Well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you tomorrow for our reaction to season 2, episode 1, Goodbye, Earl. And our outro quote, it's kind of fun. The chaos has already begun.